immigration law and the changes that have had a direct impact on our criminal justice system. Throughout history, immigration has always been something that we've been dealing with in flux, constantly changing our immigration law and the way we deal with immigration. It's something that is a work in progress even to this day. Oftentimes, when changes happen in immigration law, it's because of an event that happens and it has a direct impact on the laws that are to be written next. A great example of this is in 2001, the 9/11 attacks. Now, that became the catalyst for major changes in the way we dealt with immigration. Things such as the enhancement of the border and the revision of how we deal with visas in this country. Also, when we look at the development of new agencies that we've had since 9/11, things such as TSA and the Homeland Security Department, and as well as the relocation of ICE, now falling under Homeland Security. Now, because of these laws changing the way we police, it falls right into the policing as a whole. Not only do we look at federal government and the way police agencies such as ICE have been dealing with the change of immigration laws, we think of the way our local police have been dealing with it. And they've had to not only adhere to these new laws, they've had to adapt and change the way they police. Because now a criminal doesn't necessarily look like a criminal would have prior. You have to go into every situation with the assumption that if they don't have identification, they might be dangerous because we don't know anything about that person. So this has had a direct impact on how many people we've been imprisoning. Now, prior to the 9/11 attacks, we've had less than 20,000 immigrants in prison in this country. Just 9 years later, in 2010, we've had upwards of 100,000 immigrants imprisoned. The immigrant population in prison is now the largest population imprisoned. The immigration prisons are the largest prisons we have in this country. And we also see these in the deportation numbers. Prior to 2001, they fell underneath 2,000, just under 2,000. And by 2010, it was upwards of 15,000. Now, this has had a direct impact on society as a whole of how we're dealing with immigration in the criminal justice world. We're looking at things of reforming new laws and constantly changing the law and changing the way we work in this criminal justice system. With these mass deportations that are happening, even today, with the stricter laws that we're going with, we have done away with DACA, and that's having a direct impact on how we police, because now even those people who've come here as children can even be subject to deportation, and that's how our criminal justice system has been adapting to the new laws in the immigration world.